Hello my beautiful friends and welcome to a new video. Today I have for you a makeup tutorial. The theme behind this is birthday glam because today is my birthday, and as soon as I'm done filming here I'm gonna head out to dinner with my husband and brother-in-law, sister-in-law and their spouses and whatnot. But as far as the look was concerned, because I've always equated my birthday with the beginning stages of the transition into fall, I knew I wanted to go with a darker smoky eye look, some hues of purple, and absolutely a bolder, darker lip. So if you'd like to see how I accomplish this look and maybe even do it with me, then please keep watching and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already.
And there we are, barefaced. I always start with the primer, of course. This one is from Airbon, and I was actually surprised at how good it is. In a previous video, I explained the difference between BB creams and CC creams, and anyway, for those reasons, I always go with the BB cream. I never use foundation. You probably know that if you've watched any of my videos. Make sure to get it on the neck and into the hairline. And then, of course, it's time for some spot treatment. I had a couple of pimples, and they were red, and also in a previous video, I explained how the color wheel works and why for pimples, you should use green as a base cover-up, and then for circles, dark circles, you should use orange or peachy color. I did apply this on my lids as well because I'm not going to put primer on my lids. Besides, in my opinion, concealer works just as good as primer does, so there's no need to spend extra money. Now, the second step when covering pimples or dark circles is to apply a second concealer as a second base that is slightly lighter than your natural skin tone. And this one is from my ⎯ℰXᎯⅯ Concealer Color Mixing Palette. I dabbed a little bit on the pimples that had green, and then a little bit at the inner corners of my eye where I had the peachy color, and then I gently tapped with my blending sponge to, of course, blend everything in. Now for contouring, I use my favorite creamy palette. Oh, sorry, my phone just went off. Text message. Anyway, so like I was saying, for contouring, I use my Creamy Fire palette from Motifs Cosmetics. You can see here that I'm trying to accentuate my chin a little bit and give the impression of it being longer and thinner. And as far as blending is concerned, I always go for the flathead brush first. I really do believe and feel like it's giving me a little bit more control. And if there are any lines left over that haven't been blended in, I basically go in with my beauty blender and very lightly wipe back and forth until they're gone. A good reminder here is to always blend in toward the neck because you don't want visible lines and you don't want people to know, aha, you've been contouring, haven't you? Now, I know that there have been a lot of videos made about contouring and whatnot, but if you ever feel like you would want me to make a video specifically about my own contouring routine and how I do it and the products that I use and in which order and how and all that good stuff, then leave me a comment below and I'll be more than happy to do that for you. I really love this eyeshadow brush from Live and Breathe Beauty, or LAB Square. It's from their I'm Turning Pro kit. The reason I like it is because unlike many eyeshadow brushes that essentially just dump the whole product that you dab, this one allows for more control. If you take a look, I like to do things gradually. I always start at the bottom of the eyelashes and I move my way outward and upward. And then if it's not pigmented enough, I add a little bit more, as opposed to dabbing so much, putting it all in, realizing that it's a mess, trying to wipe it off. So no. After the first round of the purple hue, I used a fluffy brush with windshield wiper-like movements to blend toward the eyebrow and then added a little bit more pigment. Again, it's all gradual. Also from LAB Square, I used the angled shadow brush to add the smoke. So they're funny. Here I also start from the bottom of the lashes and work outward and upward, and the reason I like using an angled brush is because you have more control. For example, for the middle of the eye, you can use the shorter side of the brush. As you're moving toward the outer eye and you need to flare up a little bit, you can use the longer side. So all in all, it's just awesome. This is what we have so far, and you can see how the loose powder had trapped all the fallout. Now, I've learned the hard way that if you're applying glitter, you should always apply glitter adhesive first. This one is also from Motifs, and I like it because it keeps the glitter on my lids as opposed to the rest of my face, but it can be very easily removed with makeup remover. And as the apparent theme of this video suggests, especially when it comes to glitter, it's all about applying gradually. So I took the copper shade from my J-Cat Sparkling Cream palette, applied some of the back of my hand, and combined with a little bit of that adhesive for more control, and I went in gradually. Then after the copper shade, I used the gold tone simply because I wanted to create a little bit more dimension. It's not just about glitter, it's about glitter with dimension, because we are cool like that, and that is what we do. This is what we have so far, and because I wanted to see just a little bit more purple into the mix, I took the same exact shade I used previously and lightly dabbed in the middle of the eye to mix in with the gold and better blend it, you can say. But look how amazing and lively it looks when it goes on top of that gold. It's just beautiful. And now it's time to remove the loose powder and all the traces with it. Using the same shade of purple, I have lined up my underlashes, and I'm using a cotton pad to trap any fallout, which has successfully worked. And then I use the same dark smoky color that I use on top at the bottom, and I take that color from the outer of the eye towards the inner, and then use either a brush or a Q-tip to smoke it out. Moving on toward the inner corners of the eye, I mixed a little bit more of the glitter adhesive with a glitter color that was not the copper nor the gold I had used previously, but what it looked like a combination between the two. So rather than have one predominant color, I felt like this combination will basically bring the whole look together. After applying the clear brow gel from Anastasia, it's time for some ridiculous moves before I get my hair down from the pins that I used to curl it. I have made a video about how I curl my hair. If you'd like, I can include that in the description box below. Then, of course, it was time for some blush, and then using my finger, I dabbed some pressed powder from Tarte on top of my lips in preparation for the lipstick and the whole lip routine I'm going to follow. When it comes to strobing or using highlighters, I don't limit myself to just my cheekbones and the apples of my cheeks. I do that as well as my temples and above my eyebrows, the bridge of my nose, and my cupid's bow. I am not an easy sale when it comes down to new products, but I have to tell you, having had really chapped lips and having had products that really crumples on my lips, I've realized just how important it is to use a primer. Especially if you're going to go for a bolder or a darker lip, primer is a must. Because I'm using glitter heavily on my eyes, using too much gloss will be an overkill, but I did want to add a little bit in the middle of my lips for texture. Wrap up with some makeup fixing mist and voila!
That wraps up today's look. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and stay connected with me. I'm just about anywhere you can think of. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, now I'm on Periscope as well. I'd love to stay in touch with you and hear your thoughts about today's video as well as any video suggestions you may have. I love you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. May good luck and fortune follow you everywhere you go today and every day. I will see you later this week in a new video. Bye! I'm off to my party!